Step into the glitzy, dangerous world of Hollow Promises, a 1920s murder mystery game brimming with jazz, betrayal, and deceit. You play as a private detective tasked with solving the high-profile murder of Victor Sinclair, the ruthless owner of the Velvet Room Speakeasy, found dead in his luxurious Beaumont hotel suite. Explore the crime scene, piecing together the night's events, from blood trails in the bathroom to a disheveled office, where a damning business ledger and cryptic lyrics hint at motives steeped in revenge. The sultry jazz singer Evelyn Thibodeau, once Sinclair's lover, croons nightly at the Velvet Room, her voice laced with the sorrow that conceals far more than it reveals. The wealthy socialite, Vivian Hargrave, desperate to protect her family's name, whispers half-truths, while Tobias Kingsley, the embittered bootlegger, fumes over broken contracts and broken bottles. Interrogate suspects, uncover buried secrets, and tread carefully, as every choice edges you closer to the killer, or deeper into danger. The lush hotel halls pulse with an air of menace, where every note of jazz and every sideways glance could be your next clue. The truth lies in the shadows. Will you uncover it before it's too late?
I was responsible for creating the clue interaction system and the clue journal. Clue interaction is one of the core mechanics of our game. It's what allows the player to collect clues around the map and add them to their clue journal so they can get more information about what happened. The clue interaction system is made using Unreal's blueprint system and is based on an inventory system I had made for a previous game. I also worked on creating the clue journal, which is what allows the player to actually view the clues they've collected. We chose to use a 3D model to store all of the clue information instead of a more traditional UI menu, because we felt that it better fit the technology we're using with the Tilt 5, so we could take advantage of the holographic effects. All of the modeling and animation for the journal were done in Blender, and the texturing was done in Substance 3D.
I'm Cora, and I was responsible for creating an immersive, historically accurate experience in the game. I used Fab to compile and composite all the assets in Unreal Engine 5 to create the scenic design for the level, ensuring every detail contributed to the setting with accuracy to the era and the story we were telling. A large component being the investigation of clues, I worked to curate an engaging but effective collection of clue assets that I retextured and mindfully placed in conjunction with the actual crime scene and weapon, based on where the characters would have been throughout the room. For the suspect portraits, I used Photoshop's generative AI to turn our metahumans into actual characters, focusing on costuming and background to round out their personalities. After capturing the photos of the clues, I recolored them to highlight the emphasis of the photo. Finally, I layered in a soundscape of footsteps and authentic public domain gramophone music from the actual 1920s to tie it all together, adding depth to the ambiance and the setting. My goal was to give our setting all the components it needed to become a visually stunning and immersive interactive experience.
The parts of this project that I worked on include creating the metahuman that we used as our main character, as well as all the metahumans featured in the photos on our suspect board, creating the clothes for our metahuman using Style 3D, working within MetaTailor to assign clothes to the metahuman, and creating the pages for the journal. I created the metahumans using the pre-made metahuman features and exported our main character to Style 3D when I was ready to add the custom clothing. For the clothing, I used a program called Style 3D, which I kind of had to teach myself to use since there are not many tutorials available. I started by looking for a sewing pattern for the type of clothes I wanted to make, and from there I could trace the patterns to create the pieces of fabric that I would then sew together using the segment and free sewing tools. Once the garment had been sewn together, I was then able to simulate it and see how the clothes fit the metahuman body and adjust it as needed. Then I used MetaTailor to assign the custom clothing to the metahuman so that they would show up on the body in Unreal. Once the body is clothed and in Unreal, I needed to reassign the base skeleton to the third-person skeleton by creating virtual bones that would allow the character to move with the controls. I then saw that I was getting a lot of clipping with the custom clothes and discovered that I could use Chaos plugins to fix that a little bit. Then I put together the pages for the journal on Photoshop using the edited pictures of the metahumans and the character clue descriptions from Cora.